Hi friends, and welcome back to Lily's reading. Today we're going to do a general reading for all the earth zodiac signs. For those of you who don't know, the earth zodiac signs are the Taurus, Virgo, and the Capricorn. Now the way that I read, you're more than welcome to fast forward to the one that calls to you, but this one is the Taurus, this one is Virgo, and then this one is Capricorn. We are doing a general love reading, so please be mindful, and you put the energy to wherever you feel that it needs to be. All right, so in the background of these cards I am using the hidden oracle deck, and that is what your person is trying to say to you but doesn't have the guts to tell you. And then down here I decided to switch it up a little bit different, only because I felt like it needed to be this way. Sometimes I do things and I don't ask because it's the way that spirit tells me to do it. So this could be your energy, these two cards on the bottom can be your person's, or it can be vice versa. Just put the energy to where you think that it needs to be. All right, so let's jump into the Taurus, and then I will clarify using the Light Seers Tarot, is what I'll be clarifying with. So underneath it says that your person is saying, I am grateful for this spiritual lesson. I feel like your person didn't realize or they didn't see in color. I feel like your person might have been someone who saw in black and white until you came along and changed their world. This is where the wheel is coming from, is because they are going through major changes. They are definitely waking up, and they bring a sense of luck and happiness, and when they can see the outcome on the other side, it's more like your conversations are becoming more heightened, more aware. You also need a person who is just as spiritual as you, is what this feels like. And now I see the Justice and I see the Ten of Cups. So Justice is all about, it's about taking the blindfolds off. It's about being aware and fair within the relationship. And I see like you have some major plans, or, some future dreams that you want to accomplish. And I feel like your person is along for not just the ride, but they're along to see you get to where you need to be and to help you with your dreams that you are trying to create. I also see in the Ten of Cups, it's an abundance. It's an overall happiness. It is everything that you ever wanted, and maybe in your person this is everything that you've ever wanted, and it seems like you're changing your person's outlook on how they used to see things or how they used to believe. And maybe your person has been hurt in the past, or they just didn't find the right one, to where they're now looking at you in a certain way that they will never be able to go back. They'll never be able to see anybody else in that light but you. So spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more to this story, please. Give us a little bit more to this story, please. You guys have some deep conversations, and these conversations keep you on a really good vibration, because it depends because your person, I'm not saying that they are fully believing everything that you say, or they don't like to challenge you at every corner that you turn, but you guys do hold a lot of deep conversations, to where that's where the Ace of Swords comes in. And depending on the conversation that you're kicking up inside, or the jokes or the laughter that you guys are kicking up, that's the vibration wave that you're on. So you can have deep, meaningful conversations, and you can have other conversations that bring the vibration down a little bit. So depending on how serious you guys are with each other, but it shows with the King of Swords is like, it has your person thinking before they speak. It has your person opening up more, because normally when you see you have it here too, and you also have him here with the King of Swords. So more to this story is, I always see the King of Swords as being black and white. It's either his way or the highway. They're very stubborn of a person. They feel like, what, I made it here, I'm the king, I've gotten here, everybody looks up to me. But when they are with you, it's almost like their armor cracks, and they let you see a part of them that they were not able to let anybody else see. So that's where these meaningful and deep conversations come between you and your person. So spirit guides and angels, what is the advice that you give them in this relationship? What is the advice that you give them in this relationship? you're fulfilled. It's like this person came to you when you didn't realize that you needed them, or when you manifested them. It's like they are your dream come true. So spirit is giving you exactly what you want. Yeah, hold on, let me just put these two. So spirit is giving that to you because you've been alone for a while, or you've been in the dark for a while, or you've been going through something for a while, to where your head has always been down. Maybe you weren't interested in looking the other way. Maybe you weren't interested in finding your person, or looking for someone to talk to. And now, since your person has been in your life, it's like your head is up. Not only is your person seeing you, you're seeing your person, which to me, I'm surprised we don't have the Lovers card here, because this to me is showing that this could possibly be your soul, your soul person, your soul connection, your soulmate, your twin. It whatever it is, but it's someone who is very, very close to you. And so it's like spirit is telling you, you weren't seeing in color either. You were going through something while your person was going through something. So it's all about being patient and taking things, at a slower rate. But I feel like this is actually really good beginning for you. Now, you guys could be dealing with your sign of the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You also have the wheel in here, so you could be dealing with the Sagittarius. You have Justice in here. You could be dealing with a Libra, and then we have the water signs in here, which is the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, so this is what I feel that your partner could definitely be. So now let's move on to the Virgo. And for the Virgo, it's it took me a little bit to try to piece together, because I like to see the cards so I'm not wasting you guys' time. But when these cards came out, it was, we will be together again. I can't stop thinking about you. Your person is in love with you. They might have had to have left you for a specific reason, but I don't think they left you for anything bad. I felt like they had to continue their path, to where your person has definitely been thinking about you. I also feel like your person is thinking about coming back. Your person is coming back with a plan, is what this feels like. So some people look at the Nine of Wands as in being another battle, but for me, it just symbolizes that your person is coming back again, and they want to make things right. So they're coming back with a plan, and it's like he's kind of going over different plans. He's thinking in his head, he's pondering, he's wondering. He's coming back with stability. That's one of the plans, is he wants to be with you. He's coming back with maybe a written agreement. It depends on what they're planning, but I feel like it's something that they want solid with you. So now I can see also, and this could be, like I said, the top could be you, or it could be your person. But I also see here with the Nine of Swords is that someone is not been sleeping okay. Someone has definitely been in their head. They've been having conflicts, and it's like, the Page of Swords this is a really difficult situation to make, because the Page of Swords is like a message that comes back, and they're like, but I want to try one more time. I want something one more time, to where you don't want to get your hopes up because you were hurt. Your person stepped away, or you guys had left each other for a specific reason, and whatever reason that may be, you don't want to get your hopes up. So whatever this person is coming in with a plan, it could also be that your person's afraid. Your person is afraid to give you what you want, but this is what they want too, but they're also afraid. Or either this could be your feelings and saying, oh my God, he wants, they want another chance. I don't know what to do. So it's been something that has been weighing on your mind. So let's dive a little bit deeper and see what else we got for you. Spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more to this story. You guys could also be dealing with you have fire in there. You could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sag. You have earth, so you could be dealing with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then you have air in here, which you could be dealing with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, so let's see what else, spirit guides and angels. All right, so I see here is, I feel like some of you were married. Some of you you know, wanted to go further in the relationship to where you wanted a label. Some of you, you know, you just wanted to settle down. I also see here that your person could also be checking your social media. They could be thinking that you're juggling. They could be learning something out about you while you're in your social media. Sometimes we post things that we want the world to see, but no one really knows what's going on in the background, you know. So your person might be feeling misinformed, and they could be a little bit intimidated to reach out to you. But I also feel like with the Four of Wands, it does speak of marriage and stability, and it does speak of the Two of Pentacles. Now sometimes in the reversal, and I don't read reversals a lot, only because I read everything intuitively. So if it comes out in reverse, like it's gonna tell me, you know, I'm gonna feel that energy. But I feel like, you know, someone here wants a stability to where they're now like settling down, they're now more balanced, they're now more rooted. It's, you know, and then we have the Page of Swords, where there is a small offer, a small conversation. Just excuse me, maybe that might be for you, whoever is listening to this. You might want to, you know, pay attention. But I feel like Page of Swords is learning something. It's the beginning of something, wanting to really get to know you. I must have swallowed spit the wrong way. I have no idea what is going on over here. But I feel that is that for you. All right, let's dive in. Well, actually, let's get some advice and see what Spirit has to say. The Spirit guides and angels, what is your advice that you give to the ones who need to know this? Oh. So, yes, your person is going to be returning, but they're going to be returning at a slower rate than what you think. So they're not going to be rushing things with you. You might see them, you know, if they live far away, you might see them this month, and you might see them 3 months from now. Or, you know, it's like, I don't think they have the means to come here every single time, to where if they had lived across the street, they can just kind of roll on in. I feel like they also have responsibilities. And I also see that the Ace of Wands is your person is definitely going through a spiritual awakening. They are definitely healing. They're on their own path. You're also healing too as well. Ace of Wands is someone who's also very intuitive. I feel like your person is definitely feeling it in their intuition, in their gut, that they are meant to be with you. I feel like this is something that took a while, but the both of you definitely had to learn this, to where the Hierophant is, I always say the Hierophant is the student that becomes the teacher, that becomes the master. Your person could also be in school as well, getting a master's degree, or, you know, their bachelor degree, but they are elevating. In the back there are stairs that are moving up. They're not going down. When your person's with you, they feel that they can be themselves. They feel like they can elevate. They feel that they are on a whole different level. Like they love you so, so, so much. And I feel like it took a while for your person to learn all of this. You know, your person was afraid of stability because they probably didn't feel like they could give it to you. Now they have learned all of this, and they're coming back with a plan to want to settle down, to want to be with you, because they are in a better headspace. But I don't feel like you could expect this to come like, you know, tonight or tomorrow. But I feel like this is something that is definitely being planned, as your person wants to kind of test the waters to see where you're at, because they also are afraid of making a fool of themselves if they speak out. I also feel like this is one of the things that you're just going to have to let your person come to you, and not force them to do something that, you know, you really want them to do. So, you know, you can reach out and say hi, hello, but don't force them to make a decision. All right, so we're gonna move on to the Capricorn here. Capricorn, I don't know what is going on with you, but for the last few weeks I've been seeing your reading, and it's been going left. I always look for the positive to see what we can get from all of this. So your person is saying to you, I know that I crossed the line with you. That is crazy because it's something that they did that must have been very hurtful, to where they acknowledge that themselves, like yeah, I crossed the line. I might have said some things that were wrong, but they're not taking accountability, if that makes any sense. They know what they did, but they're not going to admit it to you. So you could be dealing with, I have the Hierophant, we have water sign and fire sign in here. So with the Hierophant, you could be dealing with a Taurus, Sagittarius. Water signs, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, Pisces, Scorpio. And then fire, you could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all right? Now, with the Hierophant comes, it's almost like it comes change. It's a spiritual awakening. It's a belief. It's maybe the way that you were raised, the way that you see things. And I feel like with the Queen of Cups is you have a good heart. You know, it's the Queen comes in and she just has an open heart. She just loves no matter what. Love is love. And I feel like you need to learn something, because you keep giving and giving and giving. And it's almost like the Hierophant is saying, like, yeah, I taught you to love and to go out into the world and have grace and, you know, through religion or respect, like it's, you know thy people. But there's something, or there's a difference between loving someone and drawing a line and boundaries to not letting someone come in and walk all over you. I feel like that's where the tug of war happens, to where you are just always going to be you, but you're not putting in boundaries either. Or you put in boundaries, but you keep lifting your foot when it comes to those boundaries. Now, you have the Knight of Cups and you have the Page of Wands. So it's like you're a Knight of Cups. It's not the king, the queen, the emperor. It's not someone of higher power. Someone is coming in, they might even be younger than you, and they're coming in with this fierce type of energy to where they're like, I want to love us, I want to fight for us, but it's almost like they don't know where to start. It's like their energy is too immature. They might fight for you, but their way of fighting for you is picking a fight with you. I don't really understand this. So if this is you, please do let me know, because I'm always interested to see where this energy is going. But what is going on in your world? And let's dig a little bit deeper. So spirit guides and angels, give us more to this story. So there's something that is going on to one of you. Feel the burden. You feel like you can't talk to anyone. You've been holding back. There's something maybe in your relationship or what's going on. You feel like there's a third party situation, because the wand, 10 of Wands, is someone who is carrying that weight. She's carrying all this weight. She's carrying all this burden. And I always say, when you're carrying that burden, there's, that ox or whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what it is, but it's the saying of, don't be afraid to talk to the ones who are in your corner, helping you, supporting you, lifting you up. Don't be afraid to create that tribe of people who you need, because you guys need a support system, and it seems like you're holding it all in. Don't be afraid to load off on someone that you can absolutely trust, because it's so important to not hold everything in. And that's exactly what you're doing, is you're holding it all in. You're holding in pressure, you're holding in burdens, you're holding in weighted issues, you're holding so much into, maybe you might be the one who is now going out and looking for a third party because you don't know what to do. It's like you want to give up on this relationship, but you don't exactly know how to give up on it, because the heart will always keep loving, and you want to show the person that you're with that you will always love them. But I feel like you only have love in a different aspect for them, and they're not understanding it, which is where these arguments keep coming from, is because you're not making yourself clear. And I feel like when you put those boundaries in, and you keep drawing that line and you keep lifting it up, that's where you keep confusing your person. So spirit guides and angels, what is your advice? All right, so Spirit is saying this relationship eventually is gonna have to end. And I feel like you are, or they're telling you to look at it from the other angle. Look at it from your person's point of view, because that's the Hierophant. She's hanging upside down and she's afraid of giving up control because she is holding on to her foot. And she's within reach of everything that she could ever have and ever want, but they're afraid of letting that person down, or of letting go of the relationship because you're so comfortable, or maybe that's what your person is, right? So therefore, Seven of Swords comes into where we start doing sneaky things. That's where the third party comes in, is because we don't want to give up the control, or we don't want to let someone down, but we also don't want to be in this relationship either to where it's pushing you or your person to do sneaky things. And the only reason why I say sneaky, and I use this card as a sneaky situation, is because he has a hoodie on. He doesn't want to be seen. And his knife is very short to where it's a swift and sneaky situation. But whatever goes on in the dark will always come to light, because even the moon will light the flaws that you have, or it will show those red flags to where someone needs to see it. So the death and rebirth, and that's what Spirit is saying. Eventually, one of you guys is going to get caught. So the death and rebirth is saying we need to let this go. Eventually, down the road, you're going to have to let this go, and you're going to have to figure it out, because I'm surprised you guys don't have a Tower moment. And this might just be one of your learning curves, right? You do have the rebirth that comes after death. If you can see it in the card, it says death and rebirth. So I feel like once you let this go, it's like your whole world is going to light up. You will see something better. You will see something new. You will have a sense of stability. You both will be healing, but not only healing, you'll be feeling more happy. Do you want to carry on another 2, 3, 7 years, living in misery and arguing? Some people actually do like that. No judgment over here, but I feel like Spirit is telling you, isn't this getting a little bit too old? It's time to end this. All right, you guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed my readings. I want to take the time to say thank you to each and every one of you, because without you, I am not me when I'm doing my readings. So these readings are all given to you by Spirit, and they're using me to give it to you. So I will see you all on the next one. Bye.